家人们，最近在小红书上有些人把哪吒2黑成碳了。Excuse me， 这年头喷国漫也成财富密码了。我发现小红书都快成大型黑粉集中营了。最近哪吒2票房一路高歌，直冲全球电影排行榜前10，网上就开始妖风四起，黑屏漫天飞舞，有说哪吒2是大烂片的，有说立意肤浅的，还有人说抄袭剧情一般的，甚至有人说这票房都是靠刷上去的。更离谱的是，还拿哪吒2跟漫威、宫崎骏、阿凡达比就比吧，还各种挑刺儿，就差把哪吒2钉在耻辱柱上了。某些人拿着放大镜找茬，是想怎样？哪吒2又不是人民币，不可能让所有人都满意。不喜欢可以，但往死里黑是几个意思？有些老外黑也就算了，自家动漫崛起，某些人是眼红吗？嫉妒使人面目全非啊！讲真，大圣归来到哪吒2，国漫这几年进步有多大，瞎子都摸得出来。某些人一边啃着好莱坞的爆米花，一边 diss 国产动漫，是嫌自己脸不够肿吗？黑神话悟空预告片一出，直接燃爆全球游戏圈，让老外惊呼 Amazing， 这才是中国文化该有的样子。哪吒2能冲进全球电影排行榜前10，我骄傲，我自豪。这不仅仅是动漫本身的优秀，更重要的是它打破了好莱坞的长期垄断，让中国在文化领域有了更多话语权。文化输出可不是闹着玩的。好莱坞靠超英收割全球韭菜，韩流靠欧巴长腿收割迷妹芳心，日漫靠中二热血收割死宅钱包。咱们的哪吒和悟空凭啥不能靠中国风的颜值和硬核技术收割一波国际粉丝？哪吒2海外票房已经突破117亿，打破了全球电影榜前20亚洲电影为零的记录，让很多国家的观众爱上了中国文化。看看人家老外是怎么评价的吧。
Hey guys, so I'm sure you already know哪吒 2 is blowing up at theaters. It's finally reached the US. I've gotten tickets. We're gonna go this Saturday. Haven't seen the first one yet. Just found that it's on Apple TV, so guess what we're doing right now? The audio is in English, so let's see how it goes. Just got finished watching哪吒 1. Side note, was eating these chips the whole time. Trader Joe's ghost pepper chips. So good. Loved it. Great movie. I thought it was a fantastic story. Loved the characters. One thing that I was thinking of while I was watching the movie is I think it's so fantastic that there's so many stories about like these Chinese myths and legends that really play a part into the culture. I feel like Americans kind of miss out on that. We don't have this rich cultural history that we have stories from that we can mirror in popular culture and media. I mean, there's more modern things like Superman and comic book stuff, but that's hardly this kind of really deeply ingrained cultural stories. I heard my friends saying that哪吒is a story that's been told and it's a story that people know about. So I think it's really fantastic that it's already something that people recognize and they can see it creatively played out in films like this. I've also heard, specifically regarding the second movie, that the quality of the animation is great. I also thought this movie, the first one came out in 2019. I thought the animation was amazing. There were specific instances throughout the movie, especially regarding skin texture or clothing fabric material. You could really see the quality was there. We ended up watching, as I mentioned, the dubbed version. So it was the English audio. I actually usually don't like to watch dubbed versions. I think it's better just to watch it in the original language, the original audio, and have English subtitles so I can understand. But I thought the English audio was really great for this movie. So I think they did a great job of localization for this movie. And I think that's something that, I've only been following Chinese movies somewhat recently, but, I've heard that there's always English subtitles. I think it's really great that the Chinese film industry is really trying to make some of these adjustments or kind of cater to the global audience. If I were to have one minor criticism, just one small thing, I've noticed this with other Chinese movies as well, and maybe it's just a cultural difference, but I find the pacing to be quite fast in that, it's scene, dialogue, and there's not a lot of time for the emotions to set in. Any of the emotions. It could be something funny, humorous. It could be something kind of that makes you angry. It could be something that makes you sad. The pacing is so fast that they don't linger on the emotions. They don't linger on the dialogue. Even throughout the story, it's, they're at this location, they're doing this thing, and then suddenly it cuts to this scene, and they're doing this, and they're doing this. And I get that they're trying to fit in a lot into the film and kind of give you a lot of information, make it exciting. When you do that, you miss this sort of atmosphere of the movie. I've seen really great movies that are incredibly slow, but in that slowness, they're creating this emotion and you can really kind of envelop yourself in the movie. Maybe that's a cultural difference thing. Maybe I'm expecting something different from movies, but this is something totally common for Chinese audience. Let me know in the comments if this is something that I'm just not used to. Of course, I've been loving seeing recent movies. Some of the other recent movies I've seen were Her Story, The Last Dance. That was a Hong Kong film. Last year I saw Creation of the Gods. Creation of the Gods 2 is actually out right now, so I think I'll go see that one as well. Have recommendations for good movies, classic movies, modern movies, please let me know. I'm trying to see a lot more. If I had to give a total score out of 10, maybe 8.5 out of 10. Like I said, good story, good characters, great action. I love animation movies like this where it could be for kids, but it could also be for adults. But since it has been, I guess, 6 years since哪吒 1,哪吒 2, I'm so incredibly excited to see what improvements have been made in the animation, in the storytelling. I'm really excited. So keep an eye out and I'll keep you guys updated.
Ni hao, everyone. I just got out of seeing哪吒 2. I thought it was a really good movie. I thought it was a lot better than the first one. It's very interesting. I feel like I learned a lot about Chinese culture watching both哪吒 1 and哪吒 2. I think I definitely preferred哪吒 2. I thought the story was a lot more interesting and the visuals were just a lot more stunning. I hope more people in America give it a chance.
我就搞不懂了，连老外和专业人士都高度评价的哪吒2 ，MD 网站上达8.3分，票房直逼全球电影榜前10的这么优秀和精良的动漫，为什么有些中国人就是喜欢硬黑呢？有一种明明是自家娃靠自己实力考上了清华北大，却偏要被说成是走了后门的感觉。醒醒吧！与其在这儿喷哪吒2，不如去了解一下有多少老外因为这部电影爱上了中国文化。李子柒让外国人知道啥叫诗情画意，什么是中国的非遗。流浪地球让老外见识了中国科幻，黑神话悟空让老外见识了什么叫中国的游戏水平。哪吒就让这群老外知道，中国神仙惹不起。哼！一个国家的强大，军事、科技、经济要崛起，文化也要崛起。我希望越来越多优秀的中国影视作品能走出去，在国际上形成巨大影响力，让中国在文化领域有更多的定义权，传播真正的中国文化，而不是被别的文化丑化。所以支持国漫，从我做起。别光顾着当键盘侠，赶紧去电影院2刷、3刷，刷到好莱坞瑟瑟发抖，刷到漫威跪地求饶。最后留个作业，你最喜欢的国漫角色是谁？评论区里 battle 起来。转发这条视频，让更多人看到国漫的崛起。别忘了点赞、关注，一键3连。3连保平安，不3连，小心哪吒和悟空组团去你家闹海。不点赞的，小心哪吒和悟空组团去你家闹海。
天雷滚滚我好怕怕，劈头浑身掉渣渣。我牵九手哈哈，逆天改命我吹喇叭，滴答滴答。